What is going on, beautiful people? So I have here in my hand some very special exotic guppies. I recently did a setup in my local fish shop, and while I was there I saw these, and they also went in the tank we set up as well. I thought I have to have them. So I have got myself a a trio of the snow white guppies. There's the male, you can see. Even the females though, they've also got the sort of snow white gene, I guess, because they're not just completely plain, they've got little bits of blue and that on them as well. Anyway, I'm going to do a nice, easy, quick setup for them, because hopefully I can take the male out, and after the babies have been given birth to, remove all adults and just have hundreds and hundreds of these amazing fish. They don't look great right now, but they will. So I actually completely forgot that I had this. It's a Chihiros C2, I think. They sent it to me like 2 years ago, and look, you can tell by the state of the box. I don't think I ever actually used it, because back then I was like, no, I'm not using expensive lights, I'm only using cheap ones. But then nowadays I'm a little bit like, just use everything. This still isn't that expensive. I don't even think they make it like this anymore. I think this is a completely old version, but I do know that the light's actually good, like the rendition. Absolutely no idea what I'm doing here. Oops. Oh, we have light. And it appears to be a very nice white light. I don't know how it's going to look with the plants. Pretty good, I imagine, because it looks quite bright, doesn't it? And that's with nothing in it. That background's a bit distracting. I don't have anything for this one though, but there'll be so many plants in there you won't see through it in a minute. Oh, I'll tell you what though, I do need to get that off. Some kind of like lime scaly thing. Oh, there we go, easy as that. And you. So although I do want this to be a temporary scape for the adults, it's not going to be temporary for the actual babies. I want to grow them out in here, so I still want to set it up in like my self-sustaining kind of eco way. Basically, I want a tank to look after itself so I don't have to do anything. I'm a lazy fish keeper. So first of all, oh, the light's going to be in the way. I'm going to put in some crushed lava rock. A little sprinkle of it like that. Spread it over the base. You can do what I'm about to do now out of the tank, but it won't look as good on camera, so I'm going to sacrifice a few scratches for you guys. And then on top of this, a nice little scoop of topsoil. Just ordinary garden topsoil. It's basically not too nutrient rich, but it's a good base to retain nutrients. It's very cheap. Just make sure you break up any clumps, and then I'm going to mix it into the gravel, trying not to scratch my glass. But I'm not too worried. Keep it away from the front and we'll be all right. And then on top of that, I've got API root tabs. I've got a few left in this bit. So basically I'm going to take those out, crush them up, and then sprinkle the powder all over the surface. That's going to give added iron and potassium then to the roots. Should have everything we need then. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Just getting it everywhere. Because I don't even know where I'm going to plant yet, but probably everywhere. Always normally like to. So just those 2 tablets can go quite a long way, can't they? It's good value for money. And I'm now just going to spray all of this down, getting it nice and moist. That'll actually remove any air bubbles that are trapped in there as well. Oh, don't smash the glass when you're doing this. Just get it all completely moist. And now we can use the sand to cap the whole thing, and that will lock all of those nutrients down. You can use any sand you want, to be honest. I just have this stuff spare. I've got quite a bit of it, and it works quite well. I feel like I need it a little bit thicker than that. A bit more at the back. The back's the main planting area, so you need a little bit more depth to be able to push the roots in. Squishing that front bit down a bit, it's getting a little too high. Still want to put on a decorative gravel yet. There we go, look, soil is locked down by the sand. Again, go over the top and rinse the whole thing with water. And I'm now going to use something that I've not used before. This stuff, it's called Flora Gravel. It says on the back, I'll leave a link to it in the description, but it says on the back, natural ground of burned clay and loam, enriched with valuable trace elements, for healthy, lush plant growth. Lime-free, no change in pH or water hardness. So yeah, stick that in. It looks quite nice as well. I mean, that was the main reason I picked it. I'm just gonna pour it in. I don't want too much of it, it's just for decoration. Quite dusty. But I actually like the variation in it all. It looks really cool. It does give a really sort of natural vibe. Now, I'm not sure if you can pick out the actual structure of it. Hang on, let me put my zoom lens on. So yeah, there you go. It's almost like a pumice or like a lava rock, a crushed lava rock. And it's got all the different colours. It'll be so good for beneficial bacteria and biofilm colonisation. So it'll be really good for microfauna and things like that. Again, which will be brilliant for the baby guppies. It's time for the hardscape. I'm not messing about on this one. I'm just going with something really simple that I know I like. This isn't a big aquascape tank. It's just some pretty rocks, a little bit of wood. Just going to use the rocks, look, to give a place for the wood to sit. Oh, that works out good. It's a little bit too over one side on its own though, so maybe if we bring something else over here. There you go, maybe just a little piece like that. Just sort of continues the wood line then. And then I've got some thin pieces that I can just sort of, I don't know, twist amongst it and stick on so it looks like it's got a bit more detail. One there maybe one like that. Actually, I just raised it up there to give it a bit more height in that area. Look, we're not going to be winning any awards with these scapes, but that's not really what I'm into. I'm into just simplicity and showing you guys you can just knock something together quite quickly and it can still look good. Now, the main thing I'm thinking of all this wood is actually a structure to place plants on, because on its own, it doesn't look too great. I mean, it doesn't look bad either, let's be honest. It's quite contemporary, but it's when you put the plants on it that it comes alive. The problem is though, that will all float. So I need to stick everything down with gel glue. So we've got to find a contact points like in there and just a little squirt like that. Move the wood so it's definitely on it. Now you can either wait for that to dry, you can use what I've got here, which is an activator. Squirt, there we go. And that basically locks everything straight away. So that's all the wood locked in. We've got some good focal points. We've also got tons of room around the tank for planting, which is what actually looks after the whole thing. So you can see here, we've got our layer of gravel, layer of sand, soil at the bottom, good amount to plant into. But it wouldn't be an MD tank without a ton of plants, would it? And in And in this tank here, holding tank, kind of a nursery tank for fish and plants, I've got loads of plants. I've also got an absolute ton of duckweed. Let me clear some of that. Wow, that's a lot of duckweed. Very, very healthy duckweed. I'll feed some of this to my goldfish. Here you go, guys. Fill your bellies, you greedy little pigs. Nom, 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 nom. They absolutely love it. Believe it or not, most of that's going to be gone by the end of the day. Goldfish love vegetable matter, and it's basically free protein and roughage, so it'll clear out any blockages and that kind of thing, constipation, and it's really good for their gut health. I give it to them as a treat, and you can see how much they love it. It's such a funny little fish. But yeah, now we can see some of the plants a bit better. We've got quite a lot of Anubias, and we've got some really, really good looking Java fern. Definitely going to use that, but there's not many stems in here because, to be honest, this isn't my stem holding tank, it's my epiphyte holding tank. So all of these little bits and pieces are on either wood or rocks or plant weights, and I just chuck them in there. No, we've got plenty of other tanks to pick stem plants from. I've got some amazing reds in this tank as well. Lots and lots of really good hygrophila in this tank. I think we're covered for dwarf sage as well if we need any. In this tank, which is dry, I've got Hydroculture Japan, and there's some Liliopsis brasiliensis for detail, so they'll be quite nice. And some nice looking Rotala Wallichi in this one. So that's a really good start. The rest I want to plant with the water in, so I'm just going to fill it up. It makes it a little bit easier for stems. It stops them flopping about everywhere. You can actually see, you know, what you're doing as it happens. So we've got about 1 million micro air bubbles, probably a bit more than that actually, all in the water column, and that'll all just clear on its own. But with regards to the lighting, you know, the actual sort of colouring the plants, it looks so good. Very vibrant and green. And that's quite often what you get with the Chihiros lights, which is a really good thing because, to be honest, you want a nice, vibrant, healthy looking green tank, don't you? It's probably too bright at the moment though. The camera kind of compensates for highlight and dims it down a bit, so it actually looks a bit bright in this. Hang on. Yeah, the tank looks a bit more like that, which to me is too bright, will cause algae issues. But the good thing is you can raise the light. So yeah, it's got these little sort of red rubber bands, and then all you do is just lift those up, and you can lift the light up itself and sort of lock it into that position. So yeah, I think with that height, that's just the right amount. I mean, we're gonna have way more plants in the background. We're gonna have some floating plants as well, so it should be just right. But we do need a filter though. I'm gonna put a filter in this one. I wanna ensure maximum survival rates of the babies. And given that it's not an established setup, I think it's just a really good idea to add a filter. So I've got this nice cheap little hang on the back filter. Stick it about there. No, actually I'm gonna stick it closer to the front. Also created this little piece of plastic that I cut up from like a bottle, and all I do is slide it underneath where the water comes out of the filter, and it just flicks it across the surface rather than dumping it right down into the bottom of the aquarium and disturbing all the plants, the soil, the sand. It also means it won't damage any stem plants in the flow either. So you do have to prime these filters before you put them on. It's easy though, just fill them up with water. I can just see it building up. It's trying to clear the air out. Here it comes, there we go. So do you see what I mean with the scoop? It just flicks it across the surface rather than blasting it everywhere else, which I think will work really well. Obviously, baby fish don't really want some high flow in there, do we? Not that this little thing is packing that much of a punch, to be honest. Right, anyway, let's get some more plants in. And there we go, that is so simple. Now what I want to do next is add in some filter floss into this back chamber of the hang on the back filter. Then I'll add in some API, which will make fine particles clump together. They'll go into the filter and then get stuck in the filter floss. That means in this size tank, within an hour or so, it's going to be absolutely crystal clear. So it's actually been about half an hour. The tank is already crystal clear. I mean, it's a low volume of water really, isn't it? But you can probably see there, look, the filter floss doing its job. It's already gone brown and the water is looking great. We can add in our fish. So the fish in here, where are you? There you are. The water of this will be the same temperature as the water of the tank because I heat the room. That's why there's no heater in the tank. The room is set to tropical temperatures, so they can go straight in. They don't need the temperature acclimate or anything like that. Quick snippety snip. Oh, I love that. Something so satisfying about popping the bag when you're getting your fish out. Yeah, you're all doing well. Look at how white that male is. Oh, it's gonna look great in there. Right, all that's now left to do is put these little guys in. Make lots of babies for me, guys, please. Oh, glowing. Sorry, I don't know why I made that noise. Now this is obviously a brand new setup, so I'm going to be adding in some beneficial bacteria, and also I'm going to be testing the water each day, but to be honest, there's only 3 tiny fish in here. The bioload is so small and there's a good amount of plants. It's unlikely to get any spikes in ammonia or nitrite, but I will test anyway just to make sure. So the plan is to allow the males to breed with the females. Hang on, let me get them in shot. There we go. You can see at the back of this female here, there's no dark spots at the moment, which means there's no babies. When I start to see dark spots on them, I'll remove the males. Once they'll start to sort of balloon up in their bellies as well. And when they do that, we can take the male out, put them into another tank, allow them to have the babies, remove the females as well, and then the whole tank's just going to be like stocked up with brand new babies. Some will be females, some will be males, and then you just keep it going. And what I was thinking would be cool is to eventually get a bigger tank and just have hundreds of them, like on maybe like a predominantly red scape, because white fish looks so good against lots of reds. So yeah, fingers crossed we can get hundreds and hundreds of babies. I see no reason why we shouldn't, because breeding guppies is one of the easiest things that you can actually do. Put them in a tank, male and female, you will get babies.